What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Apecoin. It has continued to surge actually for a really sort of extended period at this point. Um, so I want to take a look at it and give my honest opinion in terms of where I think it can go. Before I do, I update the spreadsheet. The first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. Had you invested $100 into each of these when I released videos about them, and you're still holding that crypto, you'd be in profit for nearly 30 grand after all these many retracements. They're not the coins I own. If you want to see the coins I own, you can come check out Copy My Crypto. That's where I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell, and how I'm seeing the market. On top of that, guys, we're heading towards a recession. That's going to be an opportunity where cryptos lose a ton of value, and you can pick out really good projects for sort of really pennies on the dollar, or cents on the dollar, I suppose. I've got a list of coins that I've been looking at for the last few years, and I'm going to share them with the couple of my crypto members because these are coins that I think are absolute titans, absolute just mammoths. And if they retrace enough, and I think they can do the 40x, 50x, 100x, like I said with Phantom, then I'll be letting people know. So if you want to know which ones I'm getting keen on, then come check it out. The link is in the description. So Apecoin surged like mad. I mean, it surged like mad. It actually peaked nearly at $27 earlier in the last 24 hours. Um, and just 7 days ago it was a measly sort of $14. So it's really done a solid run. Now, look, Apecoin is obviously, inspired by Yuga Labs' Bored Ape Yacht Club project. And it was founded to be used within the burgeoning ape ecosystem. The Apecoin DAO aims to build and maintain the ape ecosystem in a fair and inclusive way, providing an infrastructure for Apecoin holders to collaborate through open and permissionless governance processes. An administrative council within the Ape Foundation will carry out the decisions of Apecoin DAO members. The board is responsible for the day-to-day administration, bookkeeping, project management, and other tasks. Now, I have sort of one major concern, I suppose. Listen, I'm generally pretty positive about DAOs, but there is a sort of problem, and it's a consistent problem with DAOs, is that whales are more whales vote, and most people don't. Most retail investors, the majority of the people holding cryptos, particularly that are DAOs, don't actually participate in governance, but the whales do. So the whales are the ones that actually bother doing the voting. They're the ones that actually move a project in the direction that they see fit. Because consistently, what we do see with DAOs throughout crypto is that voting is not that consistent. So obviously, Bored Ape, people were airdropped these tokens based on if they held a Bored Ape, NFT, and fundamentally, what that means is whales, owners of Bored Apes end up getting a ton of tokens, and now can influence where this project goes. That overall is always a concern with DAOs, and particularly in this regard, I think that's something people do need to bear in mind because it might not be that the general retail crowd or the general community get the say that they want. Um, Having said that, what I do like are the proposals that they've brought in. So when we actually look at the three proposals, um, two proposed continuing modifications for staking the Apecoin token. Now that's actually a pretty big positive. Staking does draw in a lot more interest, um, and as a result, more price appreciation. Staking, when we've seen, as an example, Zilliqa announced that proof of stake was being implemented. Uh, we saw a massive surge in price last year. NKN was very much the same. In fact, a number of cryptos that announced that they could be staked via Binance or KuCoin or whoever really experienced a surge in price appreciation as a result of retail investors being able to stake and earn more passively. Um, and that bodes well. Like that as a concept is great, and that could be very positive for Apecoin. AIP7 is less technical and just proposes a change to how discussions are formalized within the DAO. I've not looked into this, but that's probably something that people do want to pay attention to, because again, like I've said, you do have to be aware that that because of how prevalent voting is, and it isn't, whales end up being the most influential by far, and they tend to side together. And I've seen crypto projects in the past that have moved in a direction that wasn't best for necessarily for the project or what the community wanted, but um, an overwhelming number of different individuals voted against, but the key whales voted for, and you've seen proposals go through that shouldn't have gone through, and that would be a concern. Also, today Binance suspended Apecoin lending as the demand skyrocketed. So, according to Woo Blockchain, the Ape lending page has shown a notice that due to excessive demand, the remaining amount of Ape token lending is insufficient. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, so there was actually the demand was so high that they didn't have the liquidity to actually lend the tokens themselves. In fact, Wales added over $5.7 million worth of Ape token in the past 24 hours or so. In fact, one ETH whale single-handedly added $3.4 million worth of the Ape token. Yeah, I mean this is a pretty massive sort of surge that Apecoin's experienced, and it does look like it could continue. But my counterpoint to this, I don't think this is one I would be looking at investing in at this moment in time. It's had an incredible surge, absolutely incredible surge. You also have to bear in mind that um, that this supply is going to be fulfilled over a 48-month period. So there's still going to be like, another 700 million plus tokens that are going to come out over the course of 48 months. It's quite a lot. So were it to just stay at the same price, you'd be looking at a $22 billion market cap. That's quite big. For something that right now is sort of a dream. There's not actually there's not a fully fledged ecosystem or anything. This is a plan. So the investment is speculative. But my point would be right now, this coin's having a real surge. But the market is tenuous at best, and we are, however, the reality of all financial markets is we are heading towards a recession. We just are. That's the only variable here is time frame. You're looking at across the next 12 months, the Fed are going to do a 2.5% increase in interest rates. Inflation's still out of control. Stocks are hugely overinflated and not reflective of their underlying value. A recession's coming. And when a recession comes, unless there's a massive decoupling, and there could be, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. But right now, there's certainly a correlation between crypto and the stock market, the Nasdaq, and everything else, right? So if the bear market, the recession hits crypto, Apecoin is not going to continue this run. It's just not. And it's had such a surge. Those cryptos that have the biggest surges tend to experience some of the most dramatic retracements as well. Um, and within 6 months, Apecoin could quite easily be, a quarter of its current price or less. My money would be on less, in all honesty. I think this within a matter of 6 months, this could be $5 per coin. Now, that still doesn't mean that it's not going to have a great run again. I think it will. I think there's quite clearly unbelievable community behind the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I think there's enormous confidence in Yuga Labs. I can completely see this having longevity, but right now it's peaking at a point where I it feels like we're a matter of days, a couple of weeks away from a really strong downtrend in the market, like a really significant downtrend in the market. And if that happens, Apecoin gets dragged into it. It's not going to continue. And also at this point, can it double? Yeah, hypothetically it can. But you got to bear in mind as well, for it to double, you know, there's got to be another $6.3 billion added to its market cap. That's not a small amount. Right now, its trading volume is nearly 7 billion in the last 24 hours. So you're talking about an insane amount of investment for this to appreciate and price to the point where you get a good return. And I just don't see that right now. I think this has still got enormous potential, and I think as an investment it could be very, very good. But I don't. This gets dragged into any bear cycle. This isn't going to be this crypto just because it's new and it got airdropped to all some of the richest people in crypto. Doesn't mean that it's going to be any more special. If a bear cycle happens, it gets dragged in. And right now, I think it's peaked. I mean, even just in the last 7 days, it's gone up so dramatically. And as I've said, the coins that have the biggest pumps do end up across a bull cycle, do have the biggest retracements in a bear cycle. That's just true. So it's one I do believe has immense potential, but it's one I'd stay away from for probably the next 6 months or so, because I still think recession's on its way. And I don't see how this doesn't get dragged into it. I just don't. Because they've not got anything up and running. We're talking about a crypto that's going to support the ape ecosystem, but there's not, we're talking about a burgeoning ape ecosystem. It's not really true. There's not really games. There's no games. Nothing's ready. It's probably going to be a smart investment, but it's a speculative smart investment. And right now it feels like it's peaked. And I know this is like, I know what I'm saying is going to get some people really pissed off, but I can only say I can only say what I see, and I don't. I've seen the last two bull cycles, and I've seen that the coins that had the biggest pumps had the biggest drops. This is going to be true of this coin as well, even if it's looking good right now. And as I said, I think it's a good investment. I just don't think it's a good investment at this moment in time. But let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm sure I'm going to get a flurry of disagrees, but try not to cuss me out. Try to actually give, some reasoning or something, And yeah, yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know when new videos are coming out. And that's it from me. Hope you're all keeping well. And if you're new to crypto, you've been in crypto a while, you're not happy with how things are going or not happy with the balance of your portfolio, you can come and see exactly what I'm saying on copymycrypto.com, where I share every coin I buy and every coin I sell. And I'll be sharing all the coins during the bear cycle that I think can do some insane rallies, exactly like I said Phantom would when I did a whole Udemy course talking about it being the best investment of the year. And it's still up 178 times from when I did that course. So I'm looking forward to sharing the gems that I've found over the last few years. So if you want to know what they are, click the link in the description and check it out, guys. Anyway, take it easy. Bye bye.